Hey everyone, it's Dominator here in the McLaren 570S Spider Unleashed competition. Um, I just had a decent run. I've improved on my time, but the purpose of this video, although I don't know if I'm breaking into the top 1% or not, is simply just to go over some of the key points that I found in this race and in collaboration with my teammate Ghost. So shout out to Ghost, and of course having watched videos from Curador, El Chippy, etc. So there are some things that through this track you want to be aware of that will reduce your speed, so that you can maintain your top speed and get a better time. So let's get started. At the start, obviously we need to avoid the AI, but there are a number of occasions where an AI is going to hang around with us and they're going to fight us for the ramp. So we're saving the nitro that we get at the start, and if you're fortunate enough not to have to battle the AI, that's great. If you do, you want to get into orange as quickly as possible to take out the AI and go for the middle to just slightly up on the ramp. You don't want to go at the top of the ramp. That will just shoot you into the sky and waste your time and your speed. So aim for the middle of the ramp. This way you'll maximize your speed and your barrel roll rotation, so you'll accumulate more nitro. Obviously we want to maintain the orange nitro as we're going through the air. Now I am purposely landing here on the right, not landing in that grassy patch. That grassy patch, even if you are in an orange state, I have found slows down the acceleration regardless of which nitro you seem to be in. In this case, we are utilizing orange. The 570S does tend to go through its nitro a little quickly, so I don't know how much. If you were to just accumulate and try for shockwave, I don't think that would be to your advantage. So you want to stay right. And now that we're landing to the right of it, I'm going to follow this line that you see the grassy patch pursue. So I'm going to be tapping left in order to maintain the car in about the center of the road. Okay, we're going to get a perfect run, so I'm just going to go into yellow nitro as we come up here. Now on this ramp I'm going to do a forced barrel roll, so the tires are just going to be off to the side and we're going to come down. Watch out for that grassy patch as well. Watch out for the fence. If you start grinding along it, obviously you're going to be losing speed too. Now, two options here. My preferred option is drifting without the accelerator on, holding it until I am off of the jump, and then going into orange nitro state. Or if I had gotten my barrel roll or forced barrel roll a little better, I could have accumulated shockwave. So getting at least 2 rotations. That all depends on how, not necessarily centered, because if you're centered, you're just going to just kind of go over the flat jump and not even do a rotation. So you need to be slightly off center with the right side of the car. And then if you're higher up, obviously that gives you a better chance of more rotations, whereas if you're more lower end on the car, because of the height and we're just going over the ledge there, we're only going to get 1 rotation. So that's for accumulating shockwave over this. The other part too is you could go out more to the left, drift, so that you can take the barrel roll. I find this to be a little bit challenging, at least for myself, to consistently nail that barrel roll. It will obviously help you in terms of the accumulation of nitro, so that you can maintain a top speed throughout the course a little bit better. The other thing I don't recommend is the 360s, again, because it will slow you down on landing and it is less controllable. So this is what I do. I will drift without the accelerator on, and then once I reach here, I will go into orange nitro. Again, I am avoiding up ahead here, this grass. I am touching it slightly. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to align the car so that I can go as close to those arrows on the right hand side as you see. Let's go a little bit closer. So you can get some airtime by being close to this edge. And so I'm going to go and get as close to this edge as possible. As you see, I am not in a nitro state because I am now conserving it so that I can go into orange nitro state off of this little, I guess you can call it a little bit of a jump here, onto the road, then maintain the nitro state across the grass onto the ramp. Again, if you do hit that grass out of a nitro state, you are going to slow down, okay? Here we go. Boom. Now, this helicopter shows up occasionally. Most times it's in the most inconvenient of times. So just be aware of it. Most times you won't even really see it. I know many times I've hit that jump and then suddenly the helicopter is there and I wreck. So most times you only see it when you're on the jump. So be aware of it. Otherwise you hit it, you're done, right? It's as simple as that. Okay, so here we're done the rotation. I'm at my top speed. I've stopped the nitro. The reason for this is that now that I'm on the road avoiding the grass, we're going to go and drift down onto the lower section. The key to hitting the blue nitro bottle is this dark patch of grass. This is what you want to see in your view. And you want to be to the left of it. And in a drift state, again, without the accelerator on, you're just going to get that little edge of it there on the end of the left side of it. And that will lead you to hit the blue nitro bottle. Obviously, when we hit the fence, you don't want to be moving into the nitro state before you hit the fence. You want to wait until you hit the fence. Then, by now, because of the nitro that we conserved after the barrel roll and landing on the road, the drifting, and the blue bottle, we should now have more than enough for shockwave. And so we're going to blast off through here because here we're going to get a little bit of airtime. And now you can see that I am out of a nitro state. Now the aliens, the really exceptional players, they will go and do the brake nitro trick. I am unable to do the brake nitro trick, so I have to save some nitro here. The purpose for this is because once we get over here, so there is a grassy patch on both sides of the road, and once we hit the ramp going into the second boat, we are going to lose some speed if we are not in a nitro state. And so what I did is that I conserved enough so that I could go into yellow here to power across and then get into blue as I hit the ramp. And then once I'm done, I'm going to go into a 360 using the orange nitro I'm accumulating. Off of that ramp, we will continue our 360s. And again, here you're going to want to try and stop the car's rotation so that you can line yourself up for this ramp. Again, the reason for the ramp is that we will get airtime. Now, I have done this in two ways. One, I'm still 360ing even after taking this ramp, you know, just getting the edge of it, and the car continues to do 360s and going in. That seems to be okay, but the more efficient way that I've seen is to be able to actually do that barrel roll. So you want to try and do it. So whenever you're trying to stop your car from doing a 360, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press B, and then whichever direction, so this is either clockwise or counterclockwise, that the car is rotating, you want to tap your joystick in the opposite direction of the way that it is rotating in order to get it to go straight. Okay, so here I'm lining myself up. Now I am not going back to the road. I am going to turn off the nitro here so that I can now reach shockwave because of the rotations, and I'm going to hug the left side of this part of the track. Shout out to Corridor for showing us this, because I did not know this before until he did show us with his run. But by doing so in a nitro or in a shockwave state here, the grass isn't going to affect us, and there's going to be some air time. Okay, so that is another little bit of a key. You know, it won't be a lot. You know, the car in a nitro state goes 390, but it will push us up to about 420, give or take. And then we're going to move into the center here. We're going to do a small drift around this corner. Again, avoiding the grass. You hit the grass, car slows down, less effective in terms of getting back up to top speed with even in a nitro state. Using whatever we got to cross that finish line. So that is everything I can think of here that, you know, need to watch out for. Little tips to try and improve your times, you know, even if it's, you know, 100,000ths of a second, could make the difference between, you know, top 25%, top 10%, etc. And so that put me, so that all of that, taking all that into consideration, puts me at 55.340, currently 73rd. And it is a good enough for 1% time, which is awesome. I just need the top 10% for the 2 blueprints and then a top 1000 finish in multiplayer 2 to gold this car, but now that will put me in a position to gold it off the top, which is awesome. So keep those things in mind. Try it out on Quick Race. That is a spot that is available without cops or anything like that, so you can keep trying and testing it out until you get there. So good luck to all of you as this ends tomorrow morning. And I guess now we'll see you in the top 1%. And just as of note, getting into top 1% requires you to be about 86th or 88th. There's about 8,800 players, which means that top 10% is in the 880 range. So just as thresholds, so that you know where you are sitting. Good luck, racers, and we'll catch you next time.